James from GameFront, and welcome to Hot Off the Press Start, the weekly show that rounds up all the latest gaming news and delivers it quicker than me, ripping my shirt open like Hulk Hogan after dying repeatedly in a Souls game. Oh, Mitch. I can't think of IGN without thinking of Mitch also. IGN's Summer of Gaming is underway, this what would have been E3 week, and we've already had a number of reveals and new gameplay trailers. Most noteworthy are gameplay trailers for Yakuza, Like a Dragon, and Borderlands' upcoming DLC, Bounty of Blood. Mortal Shell, a new game heavily inspired by Dark Souls, also got a new gameplay trailer during the event. The interesting twist, compared to similar games, is that your character class will change depending on what you're doing. You'll take the form of a ghostly apparition who can take over these shells, humanoid forms, who each have different abilities and class sets. Each can be leveled up independently. Maybe we'll have to have a playthrough of that on the channel, huh? Let us know in the comments below if you'd like to see a playthrough of that game. The Fleet Carriers update for Elite Dangerous was originally slated to be released last August, then it was pushed to December, and then it was pushed to mid-2020. But the time has finally arrived as the update has released this past week. The Fleet Carriers feature the ability to easily travel great distances, serve as refueling stations, and refit smaller ships. Each are owned ships and have 16 landing pads with space for 8 large, 4 medium, and 4 smaller vessels. The downside is that they'll cost you at least 5 billion credits to obtain. The update is available now, but you're going to need the Horizons add-on to be able to buy your own. You'll need to be a fairly dedicated and experienced player to afford one though, so I don't see that as being a huge issue. There's a number of new games heading to Xbox Game Pass this month, the most notable of which is No Man's Sky, the space flight 'em up that's really turned around its fortunes in recent times. Interestingly, the game is also getting full cross-play functionality, meaning Windows Store, Steam, PS4, and Xbox will all be able to play together. Pretty neat. I've fallen in love with No Man's Sky all over again recently. They've added so much. If you haven't played it and you got Xbox Game Pass, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. There's also a host of other titles that are heading to the service this month, including BattleTech, Battlefleet Gothica Armada 2, and Bard's Tale Remastered, to just name a few, and well worth trying out. The one downside is that although there are 5 new games heading to the service, there's 8 games leaving the service, including Everspace, never tried it, The Last Door Season 2, never tried it, and Riptide GP Renegade, never tried it. Cross-play support is headed to Chivalry 2, and it will not just cover the current generations. We're talking about future generations too. It's going to be PS5 and Xbox Series X too, according to a new trailer. The trailer was accidentally released early on Deep Silver's YouTube channel and has since been removed. According to the blurb, which was screenshotted by Twinfinite before its removal, it'll support Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS5, and PC. All together at the same time. What wonderful times we live in. There's no release date yet confirmed, though, from what we saw in the trailer. According to the developers, it was due to release this year, so hopefully we won't have to wait too much longer. The season of arrivals is now underway in Destiny 2, with new content already available, including a new dungeon called Prophecy, which becomes available to all players this week. There's also a new Daito Foundry armor and reworkings of Trials of the 9 armor sets available for grabs. Interestingly, a new pyramid ship is mysteriously wandering its way through the solar system too, with new activities and rewards set up for grabs. There's also a new public event, where enemies of humanity are apparently being summoned by a mysterious power of unknown origin. If you're a season pass holder, you're also gonna get a new Witherboard exotic grenade launcher and a new seasonal armor set too. There's a lot of questions to be answered over the course of the new season, clearly, but it seems like an interesting update. Anticipation has been building for the next generation of consoles, namely the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And Sony gave us the best insight yet into how it's shaping up with the reveal event that they held this past week. While we already knew what the controller would look like, we finally got a look at the new console itself during the event. Sony also showed off some games like, Demon's Souls being remade, Gran Turismo 7, which looks amazing, and an update to Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, which looks graphically impressive too. The big news is Resident Evil 8, which will be known as Resident Evil Village, set a few years after the events of 7, will see Ethan Winters return alongside with Chris Redfield as they end up fighting for survival in a snow-covered village. It'll be heading to PS5 in 2021 according to Capcom, but will also release on Xbox Series X and PC. And that's this week's gaming news. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay up to date with the latest from GameFront.